Hello out there, we're on the air. It's Hockey Night tonight, and welcome to our third part of this Brass Bonanza series I've been doing. I'm Big Paulie. I'll be walking you through this most recent game that I'm going to be doing in covering the 79-80 Hartford Whalers. Uh, Had some good luck with this team, my goodness. 6-1-1 to start the season. We have 13 points because you get 2 points for a win and 1 point for a tie. And we're going to be playing the Rangers, who are off to a slow start after going to the Stanley Cup in real life the year before, 78-79. They are 1-6-1. So we'll take a look at the standings. We'll take a look at the schedule real fast. You can see it right there. Second only behind the Montreal Canadiens, who the real life 79-80 Hartford team took on in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs and lost to them. Uh, don't know what I'm doing right, but I'm doing something right. We'll take a look at the schedule, Hartford schedule that is, and we'll walk you through what's happened in the last week or so. We're playing a game every all the Saturday night games, but if they don't play on Saturday night, we'll just go to whatever the next available night was. Only two games played since we last did this FHM series, FHM 6. We beat the Quebec Nordiques 4-2. Got a bunch of goals late. Marty Howe and Rick Lee got goals late to win that game. And then on Friday, November 26th, October 26th, I'm thinking. Yep, that's correct. We avenged our loss to the Islanders. They played at our home, Springfield Civic Center. Now, they couldn't use Hartford at the time because they had a blizzard in early 78 that damaged their roof. So they, for the first part of their 79-80 year, they had to play a bunch of games um, in Springfield, Massachusetts, which is only about 20 miles away. So they got three in the first, and they cruised to a 6-2 win. Kozak, Sims, Douglas again, Bennett, and Rogers all scored in that game for the Hartford Whalers. That's the team I'm playing. Yeah, that's the ticket. So we're off today, and we're playing the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden. As I said, New York is 1-6-1. They're off to a very bad start. We played them in the preseason and played them to a 3-3 tie at Madison Square Garden. That game was October 1st. So we'll see how we do this time. It's John Garrett in goal for Hartford. Apparently a very hot goalie at the moment. Steve Baker in goal for the Rangers. Mark Howe, the star player. Phil Esposito, the star player for the New York Rangers at this point in time. I think they had just gotten not too long ago from the Boston Bruins. We'll start the game. These games don't take long. Hartford already piling up the shots, and here's a scoring chance for Hartford, and a goal! Al Sims, assisted by Cordy Howe and Rick Lee. Minute 49 in the game, and it's 1-0 Hartford. Hartford on fire to start the 79-80 season, which is good because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Penalty, Greg Carroll got called for cross-checking, so New York goes to the power play. See if they can get a power play goal, and they do. Espo puts it in, and we're tied 1-1. Don Maloney and Anders Hedberg on the assists, and we're tied 1 each. Even though New York are being outshot 7-2 at the moment, about 5 minutes into the first period. Somebody was asking me about the sim engine. Well, I don't know enough about hockey to commentate on the sim engine, but Hartford getting off to the hot start that they did, from what I've read about the 79-80 Hartford Whalers is that had they stayed together and had Hartford not traded a whole bunch of players, that they would have been a good team, and they made the playoffs. But then again, out of 21 NHL teams back then, 16 of them made the playoffs. Haven't missed much. Hartford giving up a bunch of shots. And Gordy Roberts called for a 2-minute minor. So New York on the power play. They scored the last time they had a power play. They've got a boatload of shots as of late. They now have the shot advantage 15-10. And Hartford killed the power play of the Rangers. Nearing the end of the first period. And there is your end of the first period. 1-1 tie, 16-11. Your shots on goal favoring the Rangers. So off to the second period we go. This franchise hockey manager game definitely worth getting if you're a history buff. You could take any two teams, any 2 years, going back to 1917, and you can put them in exhibitions. You could take the modern league teams, the modern teams like in the leagues all over the world, and this year, and put them in exhibition games. So if you want to put like Tampa Bay Lightning up against a Continental Hockey League team out of Russia, you could do it. We're midway through this second. Hartford has almost caught even on shots. It's 18-15. Not a lot going on at the moment. Quiet game so far. But boy, Hartford got off to a very good start. They have a very hot goalie right now in Garrett. Tripping penalty. That will go against the Rangers, sending Hartford to the power play. Mario Marois. 2-minute minor for tripping. Watch those feet, guys. Power play for Hartford. And let's see, 10 seconds. And they do not get a score on the power play. Very quiet second period so far. Again, I'm getting ahead of myself. 2 minutes left in the period. And Esposito gets called for a 2-minute minor. So Hartford again on the power play, which will carry over into the third period. Scoring chance for Hartford. Bingo! Mike Rogers, assisted by Mark and Gordie Howe. And it's 2-1. And that'll end your second period. Shots now 21 for Hartford, 24 for the Rangers. Let's start period number 3. And back in 1979-1980, they did not play overtimes. They did not play a 5-minute overtime. So if we go to a tie, we go to a tie. Right now, things being as they are, I would take a tie. Hartford playing well above themselves. They got the hot goalie, outshining Mr. Baker for New York. And we got a penalty to Mario Marois again, or Marois. I don't know how you would pronounce that last name, but he picked up another penalty. You must like it in the penalty box. Midway through the third period, 10 minutes left now, 2-1. New York out shooting them, but Hartford's got the lead where it matters. And Rick Lee gets called for interference at 12:19. So 7:40 left, and New York has a 2-minute power play, or less should they score. And New York couldn't capitalize, but it's Frank Beaton who gets the interference penalty, and now Hartford will go on a power play. New York survives it. They're only going to have 3 minutes left. A little over 3 minutes. They do. Getting down to crunch time now. Minute to go. Do we win? We win! 2-1. Shots wound up even at 29 all. So how about that? Another win for Hartford. They go to 7 wins, a loss, and a tie. 28 saves for John Garrett, 27 for Baker. They each had 29 shots, but Hartford had one more goal. 3 stars, Goldie Howe, 2 assists. Phil Esposito with the only goal for the Rangers, and Mike Rogers for Hartford picking up a goal. Markham had a bad game for the Rangers. Hal Smith didn't play. Phil Esposito picked up his 1500th point. So that's that, and we will be back at it next week. We'll look at the schedule for Hartford real fast, and our next game will be when they play at home against the Toronto Maple Leafs at a home and home. They play at Toronto on Wednesday, October 31st of 79, and then they will play them at home with at Springfield. So that should be very interesting. It'll be a quick little home and home. So Hartford now 7-1-1. We're doing quite well, and I don't know what we're doing right. So I hope you all enjoyed this brief little walkthrough of let me say this properly, FHM 6. And hope you all enjoyed it. This has been Big Polly coming to you, and we'll catch you all again real soon. Bye-bye for now, everybody.